We come from the east to serve you from the word of truth. Preparest thou peace, son of my right hand. You are not a beast, thou art but a man. Omnipotent Yah, cancel the tryptophan. Fight the tryptophan. Arise from the east. We've come to bring the sword of life, dividing the flesh to fight the tryptophan. Know the throne belongs to Yah. Fight the tryptophan. Know the throne belongs to Yah. Fight the tryptophan. Know the throne belongs to Yah. This is your call from your Father, from a heavenly realm you can access until you have accepted Him and His blessing, but not without testing. Standing in the presence of Him, you can't offer Him anything other than what He has given you, pressed down and shaken. But when you awaken, this is your call from your Father, from a heavenly realm you can access until you have accepted Him and His blessing, but not without testing. Standing in the presence of Him, you can't offer Him anything other than what He has given you, pressed down and shaken. But when you awaken, There are so many secret lives in this place. Your mind is a magnet, and it draws in electric waste. But what new force will take over your mind? You got a temptation and it's leading you blind. Those evil looks you cannot place, it's gonna jump on you, put you in your cage. Lies grant your freedom, but it's no freedom, it's hungry grace. Chains placed around them, the king of garbage dumps awaits his slaves. But what new king will be lord of the flies? The world's a sensation, it's confusing the blind. They don't read books, they cannot trace the human history. Deny your way to hate.
That appears to be the question. I mean, imagine kids are deciding what they want to get their father for his birthday. So one says Abba wants a tie, and one says Abba wants a shirt, and the other says Abba wants a sefer, whatever it is. And Abba walks by and he hears the kids talking, and he says, well, you don't have to get me a present, but if you really want to know what I want something this. And the kids say, Abba, with all respect, please stay out of it. This has nothing to do with you. We're discussing what it is you want. And, what you want is not relevant to what you want. There's a difference between mathematical truth and halachic truth. Mathematical truth, at least basic mathematics, only has one answer. 1 + 1 is 2. If you say 4, it's not a question of you have a different opinion, you're wrong.
Years ago, there traveled a man for a family to a life-giving land. He was raw and willing, but made from his heart valuable tidings that earned us our start. Forward today, I thankfully stand in awe, devoted to good Father's plan. Yoheba Elohim, Elohim, Yoheba Yahshua, come to me. pity.